So you know how everyone and their brother were talking about how a Cops and Crooks update was supposedly coming out this summer? Obviously, we know now that it didn't release, instead we got the Summer Special update, and this led people to believe that everyone was lied to by leakers or that there was no Cops and Crooks update to begin with. Well, today I'm bringing you an investigation video discussing some evidence and cut content that points to a Cops and Crooks update that was planned but didn't see the light of day. So ladies and gentlemen, grab some popcorn because this is going to be quite an interesting video. Now let's cue the investigation music and get right into it. So before we even get into Cops and Crooks, we need to first find evidence that content was indeed cut from the update to begin with. Behold, Exhibit A. Now I actually showed this picture in my UFO event video, so this may look familiar to some of you, but if you didn't see that video, this is a picture of minimap icons that appear throughout the game. The one on the right is what it looked like before the summer update released, and the one on the left is what it looks like currently post-summer special. You might say there's two new ones, sure, but what's the big deal? Well, the big deal comes in with how those two icons are placed. Notice how they aren't next to the camera on the last row, they're just oddly placed in a new row, not even organized in any way. This is a sign that there were once going to be more minimap icons there, but they got cut out of the game at some point during development. And because it would have been more work than necessary, they just left the remaining ones how they appear here. Then we get into Exhibit B. This comes from WildBrick142 on Twitter. And what you're looking at is a list of vehicle mod kits. Every single vehicle in the game has a mod kit as far as I know. Notice how the vehicles from the casino heist are all in order for the most part, except for the big jump from 390 to 400. Then we look at the summer special ones, and there are little skips here and there. 416 and 417 were skipped, and then there's a couple vehicles, and then another two are skipped, and so on. This signifies that vehicles were cut out of the update. You normally don't just have those irregular skips like that. It just looks messy from an organizational standpoint to randomly skip values like that, and it really looks like they just went in and pulled certain individual vehicles. So we know that things were cut out of the update. Now let's tie the cut content to the Cops and Crooks theme. There are many references made to police-related things in the language files. The first evidence comes from VideoTech on Twitter, who found strings of code referencing 2 police stations and one line simply mentioning cop. Furthermore, Rolsha on the GTA forums found something very interesting. In the language files of GTA 5, there are different folders for tons of different languages. In the German files, before the update, the game would tell you that you cannot modify police vehicles, just a general statement. But after the update, that was changed to say that you can't modify stolen police vehicles. Now, one can make a reasonable inference that the wording was changed so that it would make sense that if you bought a cop car, you could customize it, but the one that you steal could not be modified. Adding on to that is WellGamer789 on the GTA forums, and to sum up what he says, when Rockstar was still planning Cops and Crooks, they had changed all of the language files to mention not being able to modify stolen cop cars, but when the decision came to can the update, they had to change them back. However, they only changed some of the language files back, like English and Spanish, as you can see here, but the other languages still have the changed files mentioning the new text. With all of these references to cop cars being purchasable and customizable, we also have evidence of cop vehicles and what some of their mods might have been. WildBrick142 posted this to Twitter. It's a list of a ton of vehicle names, and in that list you can find the Police T2, which could be an improved variant of the police car we already have, and Pull Buffalo, which probably means Police Buffalo. To go along with that, there are some unused Los Santos Customs category names called Top Box, Panniers, Crash Bars, Searchlights, and a no push bar option. All of those sound like customizations that you would have for cop cars. Top box would be for the light bars, crash bars obviously are on the front of the vehicle. Searchlights, you'd probably have the option of having them on the mirrors of the car or not. All that just sounds so cool. A trade price for the Wolfsbane was also found in the game files, which indicates that there was either going to be a cop variant or some new version of the bike. It would make sense that we get a new police bike in a Cops and Crooks update, considering there's only one in the game right now. VideoTech also found some shaders for light emissiveness on Sirens. Now I'm assuming this would have increased the brightness on the lights or make them stand out a bit more. If you guys have seen 5M roleplay servers, when the police lights are on, they're like reflecting off of buildings and stuff. They stand out much more than the police lights do in GTA Online right now. I want to show you guys something that I found in the summer updates collectible audio files that I haven't heard anyone mention. First, I'll let you listen to it a few times and then we'll discuss. Obviously you can hear the cop siren sound, but it also sounds like something is either being picked up or equipped. I don't ever remember hearing this in the game, so I'm pretty sure it's new, but I just found that very interesting. You know, maybe there was a treasure hunt centered around the cops that got cut, and that would have played when you picked up one of the items for it, but that's just speculation. One of the biggest things, in my opinion, that were found are references to flashbangs and stun grenades. This is coming from Rolsha again on the GTA forums. You can see the coding for them. You got explosive tag flash grenade and explosive tag stun grenade. And below that are all of the particle effects for them, which we actually have video of thanks to HeySlickThatsMe on Twitter. This is what the effect looks like. Clearly you can tell they're unfinished because they don't have any sounds when the explosion goes off, it's just silent, but it's still really cool. And the interesting thing about it is in the summer update, Rockstar rearranged the weapons and ammunition, but we didn't get any new weapons, so either they were originally planning on adding new weapons, like these new grenades, or are planning for more weapons in the future in this giant update coming later this year. And the last thing that is kind of small but still worth noting, Rockstar added a variable that allows them to disable the original heist's clothing restrictions, and Fun thinks they added that in order to let you use the cop outfit in free mode for the purpose of cops and crooks. But there you have it, that's all of the information about cut content that I could find at least, and I think based off of everything that we talked about, it's safe to say a Cops and Crooks update was indeed planned for the summer, but due to some unfortunate events, it just was not the time to release it. And it really does suck because this update sounds like it would have been freaking sweet. Players have been requesting to be able to buy and customize cop cars for years now, and an immediate red flag for me in the summer update that initially made me believe it was put together quick was that it had no drip feed in it. And if I had to take a guess, the cars that we got in this update were at least partially supposed to be drip feed for the Cops and Crooks update. But since they had to cut all of that content out, they had to make it up some way, and the way that they decided was to just scrap the drip feed and release everything day one. Again, that's just my speculation, but it does make sense, at least to me. I highly doubt the stuff that was cut is going to go unused. I think it's highly likely that we'll see this stuff in the new giant update coming later this year. Maybe that's why they're calling this update the biggest one ever, because it's going to essentially have 2 updates worth of content because of the fact they had to delay what they were originally working on for the summer. I don't know, but all I know is I'm excited for what's in store this December. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I want to thank everyone who found all this information for the community. I will have links to the people I've referenced in the video in the description. If you guys enjoyed or found it interesting, feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more guide and PvP related content. Huge thank you to my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button below or the link in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day. Come on, man.